Hello, people. I am back at the sister's house. I am house sitting again, so different background, different camera angle here. The table's not great for the angle, so I'm not going to be looking directly at the camera. That's a lot of extra work technically. But got Orange Hat Reviews here. What's up, man?
Doing good.
I think we've known
Not
each
much.
other for like 4 years, haven't been on a stream yet. So there we go.
Right.
There we
Had
go.
to remedy that.
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Well, no, and I realized last year that I wasn't subscribed to you, or like if I was, that I was unsubbed. I was like, wait, what? Okay, yeah. It's like, is he still around?
Yeah, they've been doing.
Like, okay,
They've been
yeah,
doing
there it
that for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to 2,000, yet they just keep on wiping subs.
It's a tough one. Now, when for the fandom collective with that, I mean, it was tough to get monetized because we had a huge surge on one of our videos, and then about a year passed. We had some with like for our watch hours. We ended up being like within 100 watch hours away from being monetized. But then the year overlaps from when we had our bigger influx, and then those like kind of just go away as far as counting from monetization. And then we needed 2,000 again. And they're just like, what?
Yeah, I finally got up past 4,000. I have the ability to monetize. I just choose not to.
I got you. Yeah, probably so you can.
It restricts you from saying what you want to say. Or you say the wrong thing, you're demonetized on your channel. It's like, well, fuck you. I won't monetize.
Exactly.
I want to be able to say what I need, what people need to hear, not what they want to hear.
Good. Very good. Speaking of saying what you want to say and what you want to hear and stuff, well, I've been watching movies lately. I'm on the Physical Media Show every Wednesday with Fanscene and Midnight's Edge, Tom Connors, and I've been trying to get myself to watch more movies lately. So I watched Edge of Tomorrow recently. That one was recommended to me a few times by people. You told me right before we went on here that's like 99% good if they just removed a few parts. What was the parts that you didn't like about it?
If they removed the 3 seconds that show Hillary Clinton in the movie, I would say that the movie is perfect. And it's not because of political bias. It's literally because it dates the movie. If you have, or I would even say if Trump was in a movie that I like right now, take his ass out. If it's a presidential, or if it's President Trump, take him out of the movie. Because that way you are not dealing with a dated film. I mean, as much as I love Home Alone 2, which also has Donald Trump in it, it still works. It could happen, well, no longer, but it was still a great movie, even with him in it. But now everybody's like, oh my God, we need to take out those like 5 seconds. It's like, dude, it's 5 fucking seconds. Chill out, man. But yeah, if they would take out the 3 seconds of Hillary Clinton in it, that movie is 100% to me. Because, and as I said, not because of political bias, it's because it makes the movie time.
I'd say honestly, the movie could do without the entire like newsreel montage in the beginning. I feel like you can honestly start it like either when he's getting dropped into the action for the first time, or when he or like around when he does his trees, when they like catch him for treason or whatever first. I think that'd be a better starting point. The thing at the beginning, you don't need to know because you learn all that information throughout the movie anyway, and that's just kind of like a trope, and it also isn't needed in the film. It's just kind of extra there.
Yeah, in a way, you were kind of right, but some people actually do need the visual stimulus in order to actually move them into the story. I mean, have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah,
I recently watched that for the first time, and my mom's like, oh my God, you've never seen Ferris Bueller? It's like, no, we're watching that right now. I'm like, okay. So I watched it, and a friend of mine, Rick Aragorn, he says it's kind of like, or the way I see it, it's kind of like Fight Club. It's all in the other guy's head. Ferris Bueller is just a figment of his imagination. And I'm like, that doesn't work. He's like, well, why not? Because the other guy in Fight Club, the one that's all a part of his in his head and whatnot, is introduced later in the film. He is not the introduction in the film because Ferris Bueller is the introductive character, the titular character of the film. If you are doing a psychological twist movie like Fight Club, which I hated that movie, But if you're doing a movie like Fight Club, you introduce the Figment, and then you have all these situations in which can later be explained that it was actually a figment of your imagination. Where in Ferris Bueller, there is too much stuff going on that this or that it could or that he is anything less than a real person doing real stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So to me, there is no possible way that Ferris Bueller's Day Off is anything like Fight Club, psychologically speaking.
I've never heard anybody compare it to Fight Club in any way, shape, or form.
Apparently, it is a theory that is going around. And it's like, no, nope, I don't see
That's
it.
well, I mean, as far as Edge of Tomorrow goes, I mean, if you want to get people into it with the flashy stuff, I mean, that's what I was saying. If you start him in the middle of one of his loops, that would be an interesting way to start it because you've learned whatever information anyway as you go, and you're boom right in there figuring out what's going on along with him, essentially. Instead of being told, we know it's aliens, we know it's this, we know it's that. I don't know.
Yeah, because then it'd be like, yeah, you see me just killed there, right? Well, now I'm about to wake up. And then it's like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, you see, I got infected with this alien goo. And
yeah, I feel like that's one of the things. So I feel like that's one of the things too. The alien goo. I'm not entirely against that being a thing. It's a sci-fi kind of thing. You can sort of go with, okay, this alien goo it has, if it gets on a human, they get this time loop ability. What I think would maybe improve on that is if, like, the way he gets it, because the way that he gets it is just this blue alien is in the front lines, essentially on their ends of the battlefield, and he kills it. And it's just like,
he blows a claymore
I think it
or over it. Yeah.
I think it would have made more sense if he was like doing something different than the other troops, like trying to escape, like, you know, he's getting away essentially and accidentally stumbles into a closed off area of some kind and finds it and kills it, rather than him just being, because why would it be, it's on the battlefield and it just got like killed by him, and it's happened before where this thing, where one of these things has been killed and given a human a time loop ability, which they explain later. And it's like, that just seems really dumb, especially if it's like a super intelligent alien race. Like, you think there'd at least be a couple of areas of defense on this thing
should learn,
and he's able to kill it, and then I don't know, like, so that's like an issue. I appreciate that the alien design isn't a humanoid shape, but I hate how it's just a CGI gobbledygook that isn't on screen for that long because it's so ugly. The way that they made it look.
I do like it because I like the design because the sporadicness where you see the things going out like and then moving really fast, it gives you something that is very hard to hit. It also, it's visually shocking, but you're not sure of what you're seeing unless you pause, or unless you have the ability to pause the movie and whatnot. So it gives you that, or there's a few scenes that give you some really clear looks. However, the rest of it, it's just like, I mean, honestly, they kind of remind me of symbiotes, where they're like flowing over each other, kind of like this. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that is really cool, you know? So I actually,
to me, it kind of just invokes standard, random, bland CGI army of thing like that. That's what that reminds me of. It didn't come off as unique in the way it visually looks. I mean, again, it's not a humanoid, so I'm glad for that. They got a shape that's different, and the tentacles is a creepy thing to face. But I don't know if when they're holding still, they look really good. Maybe I'd be more forgiving. But you know that
by having them spasmodic, you also don't have to put in a super tight quality of HD graphics. By having a more spasmodic moving, you're not worried about it, but you do need to put in a layer of texture to do stay still. If you watch in 4K, like I have, it actually looks fairly good. It's like, okay, I can actually believe that a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, if they just had a couple of them look pretty good when they're holding still, and then the rest are all the same as they are, I'd be a little more forgiving with that. But that's like a more
And
of
it's
a
also
nitpick. That's more of a nitpick that I have with it because they're honestly hardly even in the movie as far as what we focus on. So that's not my biggest gripe. Anything.
It's also an adaptation of a comic book, I believe, or a comic story.
I could believe that.
Yeah, it's an adaptation of a book. Or, yeah, it's
I
an
like
adaptation.
I like its time loop concept in that it has to be done. It's not just that at the end of the day, like in a Groundhog's Day or something, he will always just reset. He has to make sure he gets killed. Though I wish that they established that it has to be. I wish that it was more clear that it had to be within a specific amount of time, because when it's said like that, like if he went 5 days without being killed, would he be able to get killed and then reset still at that same point, or would it be like a shorter, like he's reset more recent to where he is, he can't go back as far? Like my head goes to that kind of thing. That would have been nice to be clear, but you know.
Yeah, that makes sense to a degree too, because movies make the mistake of not putting a good or not explaining a passage of time very well, and that's actually one of the things about Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson movies. They didn't do a good job telling how much time has passed.
Yeah,
because when take between the party tree and Bilbo's leaving and Gandalf leaving and then him coming back, that's like 18 years or 17 years that pass. So it's like, is it secret? Is it safe? Yeah, it's been in my trunk for 17 years. Where the fuck have you been?
Yeah. Well, even when they just embark on their mission from even when they embark from Rivendell and they go to the Mines of Moria, the way it's portrayed to me is that a little bit of time has passed, a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, but it's been either a few months or like a year or something. And
yeah,
like,
okay,
I had no idea.
Days here.
I had no idea. So it made more. That was one flaw I was going to say with it. If like Merry and Pippin and Sam and them can all fight with swords in such a short amount of time, being hobbits, but knowing that okay, well, there's actually a longer passage of time, and Boromir's been training them pretty much the whole time. So, all right, that makes more sense.
Yeah. But yeah, you also do hear Gandalf. He's like, it'll take us this long here to make this journey. Then we got to hold to this course for 40 days and yada yada. And then and it's like, okay, that makes sense. You're giving us a basic concept of how much time is going by. So that actually works. But also most people who are watching the movie are either die fans or not really, but that is one, or a movie reviewer, and I don't review movies on my channel much anymore, but as a movie or a person who is movie oriented, that is a great that I do have. It's like if you to tell a movie that has time passing, you want to thoroughly explain how much time is going by, especially if you are going over an expanse of time. Say Alien, or have you seen Romulus yet?
No. I in fact just saw Alien 3 for the first time.
Oh wow. Well, Alien Romulus. I'm not going to go into spoilers. I'm just going to.
I've already heard spoilers for it. I've already listened to Mahler and the EFAP's breakdown of it, so that's fine.
Well, anyway, it takes place, or the first bit where they are retrieving the alien.
Yeah,
is essentially taking, or 6 months after the events of the first movie.
Right. It's like it's an
where they are retrieving the big chap. Yeah, it's an in-betweener of the first one and the second one. So, and after they retrieve the big chap that was encased in that stone, 20 years go by. And it's like, okay, so 20 and a half years by between this and the other one, and then the rest of the 37 years go by. So when Ripley's found, but then there's also the Easter eggs in which you actually see her ship get intercepted by that station.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, they were actually planning on going into a bigger story, but it's like at least they brought the big chap back, which that's what they called the alien from the first one, the big chap.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, it works. So yeah, they brought the big chat back for a nice little cameo, and it's like, nice. But I did like the movie. I thought it would. They went right back to the Giger Persian concepts, which were great.
I gotcha.
I mean,
cool.
that's why I call it her, because I call it her. My mind works weird for your viewers. My mind works weird. I can do what is known as compartmentalization in my mind. So I could take Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien 4. That could be one universe. I can take Prometheus, Alien, Alien Covenant, or not Covenant, but Alien Romulus. That's what I would call the Ridley trilogy, or the Ridley Scott trilogy, because he has fully endorsed Romulus as part of his original time. So then, because he doesn't like the concept of the Queen, and I'm like, but then again, you had David speaking of his Queen in his journals, so
right.
You also confirm that, or that David is responsible for creating all those eggs. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, bub.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as much, or a lot of people say that it's Ridley Scott, and he can do whatever he wants. It's like, yeah, but if you're gonna do whatever you want, you at least got to have a layer of consistency that helps. Covenant is not the best movie. I'm sorry. That Protomorph is all well and cool. We got to see the alien POV, but it's like, that's the only good thing about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. The actress, that's the final girl. But it's like, what else is there? You got the Protomorph. You got, I love how it burns with a purple flame if you try to torch it, which is cool. But that's I mean, it's literally amethyst flames that this thing gets hit with some flames from a booster, and it's just burning purple. And I'm like, sweet. Okay, good visuals. Damn. But other than that, it's like, yeah. Right. But I liked Covenant, or Romulus, rather. I liked Romulus until they got to that third act, and I'm like, what in the fucking mosh pit is this shit? Because how somebody gotta explain this, because I'm just not buying it. I don't want to spoil it. I mean, Romulus has been out for 3 weeks.
I don't care if it's spoiled at all. I've already heard reviews of it, so that's fine.
It's
I'm not as invested in the
final
Alien
twist
franchise
monster.
Personally.
Yeah. The final twist monster, which is a engineer alien hybrid, and I'm thinking to myself, not buying it. I'm just not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm unable to buy it, because how does a pregnant human woman give birth to a fucking engineer with the black? I mean, yes, she shot herself up with some black. Still, how does it happen? There's a lot to unpack there. But moving on.
Yep, that's all good.
I like the AVP universe better than the Aliens, or the Alien universe by itself, because that way you also have aliens and predators coexisting for thousands of years. So it's like, that works.
I feel like they should focus on that type of route for future movies. Versus stuff is interesting. Yeah. A lot of people like that. More creative. You can have two worlds to pull from.
Back then. Yeah. I mean, I used to do versus streams on my channel back in my earlier, or in my first couple of years. I was doing the versus streams, and I had great versus streams. Personally, I did the definitive Goku versus Superman until DC Universe decided to completely make Superman absolutely unerasable. And I'm like, here's the thing. You have to take away that kind of shit if you are doing a death battle, Rooster Chicken people over on Chicken Rooster or whatever their fucking names are, the ones that do the death battle stuff. It's like, yeah,
Right.
Here's the thing. If you're doing a death battle, you have to take away the auto erase to where God says Superman can never be erased.
Well, I'd say
Sorry, but
it's also kind of like how character you have to take away how characters are if you're having them just be in a
Yeah.
death battle, because neither of them
have
would
to have
want
them
to kill
killable.
each other, really.
yeah,
So
you
it's
have
like,
to have them killable.
well, I know, but
And you
that's but
them willing to
if
kill.
that's the premise alone, they have to kill each other. You're taking away part of their characters that wouldn't likely kill each other. They have no
Yeah.
reason. Goku likes to fight,
Yeah.
and Superman wants to protect the world. He doesn't want to kill people.
Yeah,
It's like if
and the way-
you're saying that Batman has to shoot somebody or Spider-Man has to kill somebody, it's like you can set that up,
Yeah.
but if that's just the premise alone and not like how that happens, you're just kind of removing their character from the scenario to have them fight with their power set. Essentially, is what
Yep.
that sounds like to me. So
and then even with Goku and Superman going in their all-star form and their Ultra Instinct form and whatnot, Goku knows how to, or your Dragon Ball Z stuff and your Dragon Ball manga, you know that Goku has attained God level stuff or God level powers. And he knows how to do an instant kill move known as the Hakai. And it's like, he doesn't like doing it. He won't do it, but it's like, he knows how to do it. And it's like, gets hit with that even in his all-star form where he's regenerating at every microsecond. It doesn't matter. You are literally wiping existence away. So,
well, I mean, so
Goku
that's actually a problem, at least as far as the anime is concerned. I don't know. I haven't read the manga for the stuff, but Frieza's hit with Hakai.
I don't read the that's where it comes from, the manga,
Frieza's hit with the Hakai energy, and I don't know what happens in the manga with the stuff. Frieza's hit with the Hakai energy and controls it. Is able to survive the blow and control it.
Or that's because Frieza is abject pure evil, where he can control or he instinctually knows the level up, or he knows destruction. So a god of destruction using destruction, it's like, bitch, please. I know that kind of energy because I live for destruction. Which are you a fan of DBZ in them?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character? The Saiyans. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. Which one?
Favorite character, man. That's a tough ass question. I mean, part of me kind of goes to Krillin as far as like just character in general, or Piccolo, of course. If you're talking about, you want a Saiyan answer for it? For the Saiyans, if it's for Saiyans, I'd probably go with Vegeta because he's the most interesting. He's the most active of them as characters. He has the most to learn and go through. Goku pretty much is the same in a way throughout most of his life. He learns new things, but he doesn't change too much as a character. His character's the same while he learns new techniques and stuff. So, I mean, Trunks is good too. Trunks is cool, Vegeta, but they screw Trunks up, quite a bit in Super.
Yeah, with Vegeta, I actually like Vegeta's Super arc because everybody's like, well, Goku can become a god. Vegeta attained his god status through sheer power of will. This dude has such a willpower that it rivals Naruto from the Naruto stuff. I mean, everybody knows how well, or if you know Naruto, you know how that where Vegeta, he pushes past his own limits because he needs to. He understands, I need to push past my own limits, but I'm not going to do it Kakarot's way. I'm going to do it my own way. So when he evolved into a higher form of Super Saiyan Blue, it's like, damn, this dude literally mastered Super Saiyan Blue to such a degree that it's a different level that Goku can't attain. However, Goku can use his inside of blue form, which still gives him essentially the same amount of power. But it's like, okay, I wouldn't want to mess with Vegeta because Vegeta can push past his limits.
Yeah, well, Vegeta never takes on
he
never takes on Goku's techniques either. He never takes on the Kaioken or Spirit Bomb or anything. Yeah. So always does his own stuff.
Yeah, so he can never wield those, or he can't wield a Super Bomb. Vegeta is in all intents and purpose tainted. He has a touch of evil inside him that he never got rid of, which is why Bobby was able to possess him and whatnot. Against power. But I also love Vegeta because it's like I understood what he could do. I let him do it, and I was able to tell him fuck off after he did it. So it's like, yeah, I refuse to do what you are telling me to do. I'm not going to do, or I don't care about that little elf over there. I care about him. I want him. That's it. Well, that's amusing, but I'm serious. And I don't care. I mean, that's Vegeta. He will do what he has to, but also his will break. He has an indomitable will. If Vegeta and Naruto ever went to the DC universe, the planet Oa would leave its own orbit and go to Earth. Would actually start moving towards Earth, the Green Lantern planet, because all that willpower senses insane amounts of will, and it'd be like, we'll check that out. By the way, we're sorry for the destabilization of orbits. It's because it's like, we need to know what the heck is going on here on Earth. And I mean, just imagine if Naruto or Vegeta were Green Lanterns.
Something.
Gardner, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, y'all could just sit in the kindergarten pool because these guys are about done.
They probably wouldn't want the Green Lantern power because it wouldn't be their own power necessarily.
No, or Vegeta would outright refuse it because it's like, I don't need any extra power other than my own power. Naruto, he'd be like, this might be interesting. I'm going to see what it's about. But I just, because I've been watching Shippuden, I've been waiting for its English dub to finish out on Hulu. But it's like, this kid is so freaking willful that he's going up against literally god versions of ninjas, and he's holding it own. I mean, it's like, damn. That's why I would always say, it's like, if Naruto went out all out, I think that he could actually stand up at least against a Super Saiyan 2. At least against the Super Saiyan 2 back during the Cell Saga. Because you're still dealing with, maybe when it comes to power scaling, Super Saiyan 2 is well above planet busting power. So, yeah.
I mean, technically, Nappa's power is planet busting, so it's not really.
That is true. I mean, when they were at like power level,
I mean, Piccolo could blow up the
20,000 and shit.
He was like 2,000, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, power levels are bullshit. As Team 4-Star said, it's like, in all my years, I've learned one thing: power levels are bullshit.
well, that's what's funny, because that was their introduction was to make it bullshit in the first place, to have the villains always be underestimating the characters and stuff. Like the idea of the power levels is that don't mean shit, dude. Like that's not gonna win you the fight because you have a higher number. Like, yeah,
and everybody's like, well, what were their power levels in Cell Saga? When I was younger, I actually had a printout of all the power levels where Perfect Cell, before he updated after being blown up after blowing himself up, Perfect Cell was 25 million. Gohan, when he first went Super Saiyan 2, 30 million. Gohan Super Saiyan 2 Final Kamehameha Wave against Cell, 36 million. So, yeah, he was jumping up there in skill. Or he was putting out a lot of power. Where Vegeta at the time only hit like 18 million and Goku was hauling in at like 23 million. So it's like, yeah, you're still 5 million short there, dude. So that's the wonderful thing. I love how Vegeta had his will, or my friend Cassie from Cult Classic Cage. She's like, DBZ and DB Super do kind of clash because Vegeta accepted his fate. He accepted that he was never going to, or the way that I see it, it's like, yeah, except here's the thing. He found a state in which he could stand against them, or in which he could potentially still rival Goku.
Well, I think the point was he more accepted it's okay that he is above him. It's his main problem was always trying to be number one, as toward Goku always is trying to get better. That was the main issue with with Vegeta's character, and that it's kind of implied by the end of Z that he learns that it's okay that he's number one. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I can still. I assumed if they were to continue that he'd still. I assumed he'd still try to improve himself and still try to get stronger too. Like that he would adopt that trait a little and get stronger, not just try to be number one. Because what does it even mean to be number one? Frieza was number one. Look at where he's at now. Cell was number one. Look at where he's at now. Every time Vegeta's number one, how long does that last? Like it doesn't matter.
Frieza's now freaking one-shotting both of them. It's like
which is, so it doesn't. What does it mean to be I'm strong? What does it mean to be
Vegeta in their ultimate forms?
What does it mean to be I'm strongest when somebody can continually get stronger than you? Like it's just never give up. Pretty much, is what that should be. But we got
when I saw Dragon Ball Super though. Oh yeah, fan films.
Go ahead. Finish.
Last thing on Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball Super Hero show, but I will say that they did a good job with the sound
it's aimed more for kids.
Yeah, but when they did Gohan Snap, where he goes beast mode, it's like they actually put in Stephanie Nadolny's voice from Gohan's Cell Saga when he at that point when he screamed out inside of the scream out with Chuck Huber. And I'm like, that is a subtle and great touch because it's showing essentially the same scene. You have him or snapping at the loss of one of his or somebody he cared about, which was great. But they really screwed the story up because Pan was flying ever since she was a baby and she's having a hard time flying in the movie. And I'm like, what?
I mean, they could have it be. I mean, they have it sometimes be where, like, if they don't practice all the time, then they could forget certain stuff. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
Hard to say. That's the one. That's one thing that sucks with Dragon Ball is that they're consistently inconsistent all the time.
Yes.
I mean, keeping Goten and Trunks children throughout the majority of Dragon Ball Super was like we know why they did because to market to kids, I guess. But what kids care about there being kids on screen? When I was a kid, you're watching Dragon Ball Z, and who cares if there's a kid on screen? Like you're watching.
I mean, you got to have them start to grow up because the thing is, you can't have Pan being any, or you can't have Pan aging and not them.
Well, it not just that. I mean, with Goku in general, when Dragon Ball was around, it was a ballsy decision to have Goku grow up in that during one of their time jumps and because the characters like that never change. Like they usually keep characters looking about the same and not aging much. I mean, look at Ash Ketchum. He's still, I mean, they changed his design, but he's still the same age, basically. He's like around 10 to 12 years old.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's some type of weird thing where they want the familiarity forever. Dude, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. And it's like, here's the thing. You have him staying at like 10 to 12 years old. Misty is already thinking like an adult because she wants some of that ketchup, or she wants some of that Ash ketchup. And that's the thing that kind of really irked me when I was watching the show, because I got out of the show after I got a little older. But it's like, did they ever end up together? No, Ash ended up with somebody else. It's like, what?
Oh, they just continue the story and
they
just
literally
add characters, and
which,
nothing's ever permanent in that show. So nothing sticks enough, really.
The second movie with Lugia, they literally had Misty saying that she wanted to get with Ash. And I'm like, yes. So this one is Exile. Nice. Episode
so
1.
we're gonna
nice.
Yep, we're gonna react to a Star Wars fan film here. It's been a little while since doing a reaction, so why not? Yes, he just said Exile, episode 1, by Bram Entertainment, or Braham. Don't know how they want to pronounce it. Yeah, 5K subs. It's got 1 million views. It's released 8 years ago. I thought this was a more recent one, but all right, yeah, it's got 1 million views over 8 years. Not bad. Let us check it on out. Cool looking logo there with the lion heads. Don't know why they'd be on a Star Wars one, but you know, the channel, I suppose.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd ever put, not that long ago.
Yeah, right.
Not that long ago. Here. Yep. Right on.
Tracking the target. All troopers be advised.
Not a bad Boba Fett looking armor there. I toss it shittily.
Well, it definitely was a yeah, it definitely was or you could see the dented helmet.
Yep, which is a good detail there.
All but right. That's not sure. Or that can't be Fett because the paint on the helmet is different.
Right.
Troopers be advised.
Oh, you're right. It could just be Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do you recognize this character?
I'm guessing it's probably Quinlan Voss.
Right.
It's kind of reminding me of Quinlan Voss.
Probably, yeah. With the dreads are the main
dreadlocks and the green lightsaber.
Right. So far, I'll admit, 1:17.
Does he have the yellow stripe across his nose?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the character, so I don't know. But I'll admit, with the 1:17 in, that's a good start here. It showed some ships flying overhead. You got a couple different stormtroopers, and I like that they have the like longer guns for once. They usually always have the standard blasters in the fan films, so I like that detail. One thing I wish already though, I wish that they dirty the stormtrooper armor a little bit. I feel like in a lot of fan films they don't want to get their armor dirty, and it's like I would like a little bit of grit detail to stormtroopers. That if
you're a Mandalorian, you want scarring on your armor.
Exactly. Well, the Mandalorian
the armor tells the tale.
Well, I didn't get a good enough look at their armor to see if it was dirty or not. But the stormtroopers having white armor, I mean, how can they not be covered? How are they not yellow? How are they not like brown? You know, how are they not like a somewhat faded color if they're on a forest, especially like have the up to the knees be kind of grimy at least, you know, a little bit of stuff on their shoulders and the top of their head from being walking under trees or something, That'd be details I'd like to see. Not needed, still be fine, but I'd prefer the attention to details with that kind of stuff. But so far, this looks good. And again, they're right into the action as soon as it started. Some of these fan films take forever to get going. This is boom, right into it. Boom. All right, there we go.
The fact that he's even alive there is saying something. Okay.
Oh yeah, Jedi have like armor.
Folks, if a thermal detonator went off you or from like 2 feet away from you, you're atomized, you're vaporized, you're dead.
Mm-hmm. No, he obviously had anti-thermal. Good.
Yeah, he must have put up one hell of a force barrier. Also, a lightsaber going through a Mandalorian chest plate, not happening.
No.
Pepper is the strongest lightsaber resistant metal. It would be like, that's it. Okay, that tickled. I didn't even feel it. In fact, what else he got?
Could be anti-thermal detonator
Mandalorians
armor.
could hold up.
Who knows, man?
Yeah. I mean, this. Continue.
Yep.
Major flaws.
Was it?
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah,
looks good.
Got
Is an actual cut? It was an actual cut to their gut, so that would probably hurt.
Yeah, that dude's spleen is dead.
Yep.
Kidney too.
Nice stab. All right.
Okay.
No idea who that is. Random lightsaber moves. All right.
Okay.
Another one they'll survive.
Pause again.
Is that a Sonic one or something?
All right, that's a different one. So he has the yellow stripe here, but like at the first bit when they showed his face revealed, not a reveal or no yellow stripe.
Yeah, it looks like
inconsistent errors here.
Looks like it was freshly put on. Or something.
Freshly applied. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some problems, but hey, let's continue.
No, she's trying to kill him. Okay. Really enjoying killing that stormtrooper. Oh, and now she's really tired. I can hear you. Okay. All right. Honestly, now I'm kind of annoyed. Like the way they shot all this, it was like, okay, there's like, all right, we have established that there's him running away. There's a couple Mandalorians chasing him and a couple stormtroopers. That was established, and then she enters on screen, and then now they just had another dude enter on screen, and it's kind of like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to be following here when you do that. I don't know, because now I can just expect random people to appear.
It's the pile-up error. It's the pile-up error where you're piling on characters way too quickly without any sort of pre-context.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have to have a lot of time to like establish characters. It's a 15-minute one, so that's plenty of time to do things with this character and another character or something, even like a couple of characters. But you're just putting one on screen, another one on screen, another one.
Years ago, so this is Disney's tenure. I'm not saying it's by Disney, but they're probably going because somehow a lightsaber can pass through Beskar. That's my biggest gripe with this video.
I'm just glad that a lightsaber kills. I'm just glad a lightsaber kills somebody. That's where I'm at. Lightsabers tend to not kill people anymore. So I don't know. That's right. Maybe it's not full Beskar.
Unless it's the acolyte.
Right. It's always annoying when she's.
It's if you're Beskar, you're Beskar. If you're not Beskar, you're not Beskar, or it's not Beskar. Yeah. So there's no middle ground there. They don't mix.
Yeah, but no, I was annoyed with her because like she was like she's choking out the stormtrooper, seeming to struggle at it, and then she's like, okay, out of breath, and then I guess we're to assume that the dude behind her was choking her out too, or something, and then stabs her. Like, I don't know. That's what it's conveyed weird with the editing.
No idea,
I'm
but
not sure what's going on. So, yeah.
Let's get a good look at this Sith dude or this dark side dude because why does he look like you look like a freaking Cardassian?
It looks like he
sort of.
I don't know. It looks like they didn't finish putting the designs on there. I don't know.
Maybe. All right, let's see where it goes from here. Very dramatic death.
Oh, he looks. His expression is good. At least he looks creepy. Like his eyes. He's got good eye expressions of creepier. But
yeah, definitely.
Cool effects on the body,
now you're
but
getting weird.
All right, interesting effects with the body, but I don't understand why this is happening. All right, he's trying to intimidate Quinlan, I guess.
Yeah, this is weird.
Flailing around her body. I don't know.
Doing the whole marionette gig with the Force.
Yeah.
And if she was through the back with a lightsaber, her body's dead, so you wouldn't hear her moaning and groaning.
Still moaning around. I guess they really wanted to hear her moaning, and this is what they thought would work. I don't know.
Doesn't do it for me. I'm daughter.
And now Vader's here. And now Vader teleports
here.
What
the fuck?
And now Vader
okay, now Vader's here. What's going on now?
So lost.
All right, you're out of 0.
Is Buzz Lightyear going to show up? Like, all right.
I mean, what's next is freaking... Who's next?
I don't know. Yeah, who will appear next? Who will appear next?
Arachnos?
Ahsoka. They really want her to die slowly. I think it's supposed to be an Inquisitor, I guess. The weird pasty face.
Okay, so he just pulled her heart out. With the Force.
I mean, all right. I feel like that would have been more effective.
Let's see where this goes.
Faster.
Yeah, we got to see where this goes.
It's kind of creepy, but I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see where this goes.
When the sawdust settles and the engine finally roars.
Was that the trailer for the movie? For the short film there? Here, I'm skipping the credit. Okay. And then
hold on.
Do that because of the music.
Jedi around the galaxy are being hunted by the evil Galactic Empire. As part of a plot to turn them to the dark side, Lord Vader has ordered an Inquisitor to track down those who are highly sensitive to the Force, pioneered by Rebel leader. Continue. Oh, jeez.
Ahsoka
Disney shit.
I called it. I was like, Ahsoka's going to show up too.
And
a resurgence of rebel forces have formed to battle the brutal oppression and onslaught of the evil Empire. Aware of the imminent danger, Jedi Master Bomana Tora and her Padawan McAlorry have fled to the Outer Rim system close to the planet Lothal for safe haven. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm completely turned off of this now that I know it's Disney.
Yeah, well, we've got to finish it, man. That's the part. They got 10 minutes. They can go. Who knows? Maybe they'll turn it around. Maybe that was like the trailer for the people that want to just get into it or something. I don't know. this already would probably be a better start. Just starting right here, probably, because that was a mess in that forest. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Started right here, man.
Yeah, it's nice and chill. Rocks.
Was he having a bad dream? Was he? His hands while he slept.
I would not put it past him.
And now who are these two?
More
What's
new
really
characters,
out there, Master?
More new characters.
The planets give me such a sense of hope. One that I haven't
At least
felt
it fell the
since.
diversity
There's
quota.
nothing out there.
Planet gives you hope. Why? Whatever. She looks like she's way decked out in too much makeup. She's supposed to be a Jedi. I don't know.
Why does that look like? That looks like what's her name? Zoe Kravitz. Man, that looks
Say like that or a Kardashian or something. She looks. Look at those lips.
Kravitz. Those are
I mean,
Kravitz lips.
I mean, it's fine if you have them, I guess. But why on this
It does.
planet? This hot ass planet? I don't think that'd be necessary at all. Not at all.
Well, let's
We have
continue.
discussed this.
But you too must feel it. Something's beginning to awaken.
In order for us to move forward, we have to let go of the past.
And what
Okay,
past is that?
It's just because I've seen so many Star Wars fan films. I wish they'd stop using similarly vague dialogue that is almost like this type of sentence that I feel force something's awakening, something blah blah. Like they're not really doing anything interesting. They're just kind of like saying the same Star Wars things like again and again.
Yeah.
Like.
Do you even know what the fuck you're talking about? You gotta make us feel it.
Well, I mean, I can understand them. I can understand them going with what's familiar.
It's Disney.
I can understand with them going with what's familiar to Star Wars fans, like when they say similar phrases from the movies or something. But I feel like Star Wars fans want more than that when they're watching a fan film, because that goes out of the bounds of what they can do as what the Star Wars companies can do, like Lucasfilm, like. Do something more unique is what we usually want to see, I would think. At least I would. But
continuing.
The clones turning on us, slaughtering us like stock. How can we let go of something that we've never even had?
It would have failed you, Mikal. It failed us.
They didn't know, Master.
so like this conversation, I don't mind this conversation. I hate like the setting of it. Like, okay, we're on this planet, we're just staring off into the sun, and then now we're just having this conversation. It's like maybe I'd rather this be invoked by some like a scene happening, like where they're talking about how the clones slaughtered them. I don't know. I'd want something else to provoke this conversation. This is what we want to be their backstory thing and part of their stuff here. And I don't know. It doesn't. They're just talking about it randomly. Like I feel like this doesn't happen. You just randomly talk about stuff like this. Like I don't know. Conversation should be
someone's message. How can you still blame them?
I mean, visually it looks nice. There's that. Liu Kang.
Or the stranger from the light.
Or just the Inquisitor guy. All right.
Oh, yeah.
He's here too. All right. That was easy.
All right.
Remember the beginning? Here. Remember the beginning, guys? All right.
Ooh. Guy has a taste for hearts.
Yeah.
He's a heartbreaker.
Yep. That kind of looks like Kobe Bryant in a way. A little bit.
Yeah.
That angle, anyway.
Jedi Master Kobe Bryant.
Are you okay?
Yeah, they picked a good shooting spot. I like the location.
In the Jedi Temple.
I wish I was.
How could
Why are
you
you wearing earrings?
There's no purpose to this life, Master Bomano. All we do is run from planet to planet, as our friends die one after the other. We've given up on them.
No, we haven't. But the order we can no longer
A lot of
defend.
makeup. A lot of
I
makeup
believed in
on
their
a
ideals
hot
of
rock.
justice and honor, and for many years I gave them everything I had.
And yet you blame a few for the hundreds who are dying for our freedom. Just allowing the innocent to suffer.
No. I blame myself for allowing them to trick me into false principalities that never existed. And those who fight against the Empire aren't defending true peace.
Sound more Sith than Jedi.
There's certain things you still don't understand, McCall.
Well, I saw them quite clearly earlier. What are you afraid of losing?
These two actors are acting well. I mean, I'd say that's on point. That's fine.
She about to
Doing
kiss.
right. She's trying to move into it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
Freaking predictable. Giving into passions. She's gonna fall to the dark side.
I suppose. I mean, I feel like they could do, Star Wars stories where Jedi have passions and don't go to the dark side. I mean, that's kind of like Luke had passions, right? I just don't feel like they'll
Luke
probably
had
do anything
passions, but he
interesting with
didn't let
this. It'll be like just as he
passions
said.
take
He's
hold.
like, you sound more Sith than Jedi. It's like she barely expressed. She just expressed a different. Like, I don't know. We kind of were forced down these things since we were kids. Like, didn't really have a chance to form an opinion of our own, and now you do, kind of. So you're being hunted for it.
I mean, Zoe Kravitz is now
What was that?
down with Zoe Kravitz is now with Kobe Bryant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Yes, so. I could have cut him, It's great for him. All right. All right, go die, honey.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sick of seeing that.
What?
You are overpowering characters who can stop a lightsaber with the Force.
Yeah. It is annoying.
Only a pretty much a god of the Sith was able to do that.
I mean,
in
to
the
me, it
EU.
just looks kind of
That was
boring in a.
Valkyrian.
I mean, to me, it just looks boring in a fight for choreography. Like, unless it's super quick, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's always like hung up on the shot. It's like, if it was like a quick, reaction, I don't think I'd mind as much.
Yeah, not even Vader could do that in the EU. Vader did not do shit like that. Now suddenly Disney stopping lightsaber blades and flipping over people with the Force. And I'm thinking to myself, where is all of this power in the original trilogy? Where?
Yeah, I don't know.
Continue.
The savior you run from will be the end of your life. In the beginning of his.
I mean, she just looks like she would never be able to beat him. Like, she just looks really noodly armed compared to him, Just don't know. I thought the credits said that they wanted to turn the. The credits said they wanted to turn Jedi to the dark side. Doesn't look like they're doing that right here.
That's how they recruited their visitors.
They kill him?
No,
she just got stabbed. She's got stabbed.
Yeah.
Gets up.
Where are they?
Swing, and stab.
Okay, yeah. Pause. Technique. Not even Vader would use it.
Yeah.
Kata, where you turn off your blade and reignite it.
What?
Tricata is which you turn off your lightsaber blade and reignite it in the middle of a battle to gain an upper hand. That is a forbidden lightsaber technique. Not even Sith use that technique. Sith would actually, or they sneak, or if Sith was fighting somebody and they used Tricata, immediately go in for a kill to try to kill you because you are truly a piece of shit even to them.
That's fun.
By their standards. So
I guess they're trying to turn. I guess he's trying to turn him to the dark side by killing her. Maybe. I guess, or of course, maybe the stab wound won't kill her. I don't know.
Purpose and destiny. Understand, Avalon. The fear you run from does not lie within the world. It lies within her. You can save your friends and family, but a sacrifice must be made.
I mean, she should probably already be dying from the stab wound to the chest, but.
Slicing off the head?
No. Of course not.
Oh, okay.
He slashed something.
My people are dying because of your cruel ideologies and methods. You talk about purpose and destiny. The dark side leads to one path: destruction and pain. My visions have shown me the future. The dark side has no place in it!
So are we supposed to interpret what did he do with his lightsaber? He just moved it downward? Didn't do anything?
He did a continue.
He's right. My love for you has clouded my judgment and pushed us off the path of faith. You have to go before he kills both of us.
I'm gonna finish him now.
No.
Oh, he's
Go
knocked
to the
out. All
planet
right.
of
Oh, yeah,
Lothal
kill him.
And find
Stab
Kain
him.
and Yaris. He will train you and show you the ways of the Force.
I'm not leaving you yet.
You are not ready, Makal. You must go before he kills us both. Go!
Just stab him while he's on the ground.
Go!
I mean, Kain and Jar.
I'm standing up.
It's time. Rise, Bomana. Rise.
I guess she's okay now. Remember when she got stabbed?
Yep. Pokey Spears. Yeesh.
All right, let's see what their
That
description
was-
says. Sometimes their descriptions clear up what that was. We'll
Yes.
see here.
What was that?
said Jedi around the galaxy are being viciously hunted and killed. Planet Lothal.
That was in the crawl. That was in
Yeah.
the crawl. IG and Twitter at Star Wars Exile. At Star Wars Exile. Your shit sucked. No offense. I'm sorry. This is crying out for a sequel. Really? So after 8 sequel, it wasn't that good. I really like this. Very good quality. Did we watch the same thing?
I was trying to see if like the channel commented down below or anything, but doesn't look like it. And no
I don't
new
think they
information
did.
in here.
I mean,
like
I'm sorry.
context for this. Like if like see the context matters with things like this. If this was like a college thing they did for a film class or something, I'd give this a lot more points for like a college thing. You had 2 weeks to do it or something, or a month. Those will get you a lot more points for time crunches and an assignment or something.
As a Star Wars or as a Star Wars film, though, that was not good.
It's not great.
I'm
the
sorry.
awesome one.
You went your dialogue than episode 2, and that's pretty hard to do. Not only that, or you wouldn't choose your dialogue. Not only that, why is everybody having lightsaber impalement?
I don't know. It just it diminishes lightsabers quite a bit if a stab wound won't kill you.
Going after Ahsoka Tano or Ken Jarrus or God, it's like, who is this split lip squeaky or split lip dude that sounds like he's from Dathomir or basically sound like
random Inquisitor. Just a random
Dathomir
Inquisitor
fumes. Yeah, just a random Inquisitor. It's like, you gotta be able to have certain things in which a person understands. When you're doing a Star Wars film, if you're not doing any character, or if you're doing characters that are established, you want to make sure that people are going to recognize those characters. If you're not doing a character that has a little bit of backstory, when you are doing things like bringing in an Inquisitor, having Darth Vader come on, take over. I'm sorry, Inquisitor in Disney canon show deference to and back off and bow their head. That's just going back to what I've seen of their stuff. Fan folks, I know their version of lore, but it's like, if an Inquisitor has their lightsaber ignited when Vader's is ignited, that means that they're respecting Vader. Yeah. There's just so much wrong with this episode. You have this master who's basically molesting her student because she fell in love with him and given into passion.
Well, see, I'd be more okay with that if so instead of having that beginning sequence that is in the forest, like if you had it focus on these two characters and spend a little more time with them and show. Don't just have them have scenes where they're sitting around. Have them be doing something that invokes a conversation is what I think would be good. Since it's a fan film, 15 minutes, you got a limited amount of time. You probably got to, I understand that filming for short films, especially like this, and it looks nice. There's some good locations. You got a time crunch, but I don't know. I don't. It's just like, okay, we're supposed to go for these two characters, and this is like after we saw that forest scene and this other Inquisitor just like kind of
that forest scene was just fucking weird.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that forest scene was just fucking weird.
Was he supposed to be Quinlan Voss? Like, and that was the vision of the future.
I'm guessing he was. I'm guessing he was.
I thought these were I thought these
Dreadlocks,
I thought these were two different new characters, which I think that would have been a better idea, is to have these be new characters injected into this time frame and have them interact in whatever way. So that way you can be a little creative with it and have them be. You don't have to hold them to the same standard as established characters. But if you have an established character that they're interacting with, that's a villain or something, that's where you can have that tie. I don't know. It's one of those ones where I'm sure they had fun filming it, but I did not have fun watching it. You know? I always wonder what the goal is when people make a Star Wars fan film. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, if they're just testing out their abilities, like their equipment, their crew, they're doing stuff, good. Like that's good. And the acting was fine. I didn't mind the acting, especially for a fan film. That's one of the higher tier levels of acting
fan
I've
film.
seen in a
I'll
fan
give it
film.
credit.
That's good. And the visuals for a lot of the shots, the location, those were great. That's the main
fan
thing.
film.
Yeah. That's the main things that I like.
I will give it good.
But yeah, for the story they're choosing to tell, I don't know why that's what they chose. I don't know why they chose these characters. They had people that had Mandalorian outfits.
And why is it called Exile?
I have no idea. I guess these are supposed to be Jedi.
Why is it called Exile?
These were supposed to be Jedi in exile, I assume.
Exile.
But I don't know.
If you're bringing in Darth Vader, and if this is a Jedi fan film, Vader or have Vader go slow. I mean, or those hunt down ones where you will have or where it's an inevitable conclusion. If you're up against Vader, you ain't getting from Jedi Survivor and Jedi.
Well, it had to be. It had to be. I would say you can get away if the plot is that he allows you to get away, so he can like follow you or something. Yeah. He's got an intention with it. He's like, all right, we'll let them go. I'll injure them, let them go, let them think they got away from me, and then whatever happens with them, that'll be part of our plan because we need them to do something for us. They're more useful alive, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's like you are.
What's up, Awesome One?
Hey, Awesome One. Good to see you. Usually, but I mean, here's the thing. I've seen their shows, or I've seen the shows. I've seen all of the. I am a Star Wars fan, folks. So when I watched the Rebels, I was curious about Rebels, even though I knew it was under Disney. I hate the animation style. I absolutely hate the rematch of century when it comes to Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. It's like you guys hyped that up for a year and it's over in less than 3. Do not hype up a battle, lightsaber battle here between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. I remember the announcements from Star Wars Celebration the following year. Rebels, we're having Obi-Wan and Ben Kenobi fight, folks. Get ready. It's going to be a great rematch. Boom. Oh, dead. It's like, wait, that's it? What? That's it? I mean, seriously. You hyped us up for a year. Get ready for that rematch. Boom, boom, boom. What the fuck did you? All my money saved up, hundreds of money to go to Star Wars Celebration. Oh my Lord! I didn't go to Star Wars. If I had gone to Star Wars Celebration at that time, and they're selling me this story that Obi-Wan is going to fight Darth Maul, great epic showdown, and then it's over in 3 or 2.5 seconds. I timed it. 2.5 seconds from the time he leaps forward to the time where the final stroke from Obi-Wan. 2.5 seconds. Something you just do to people. If for me being a Star Wars fan, Rebels, I was more. It's like, okay, this is boring. This is interesting. This is nuts. This is crazy. Vader showing up. Okay, I can get into that. Oh Christ, get her out of here. When I came across Ahsoka in the show, it's like, oh, please get her out of here. Then, I mean, it's fucking space whales and fucking light speed wolves.
Oh yeah,
shit. And then Century, and I'm thinking, or rematch of the century before the rematch of the century between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in 2.5. What the?
Yeah.
Fuck?
Not needed. Not needed at all.
You guys hyped that up for a year and you only made it last 2.5 seconds. You are Disney. You are the embodiment of delay or of like premature ejaculation. I mean, geez, how is anybody supposed to be satisfied with 2.5 seconds of a lightsaber battle?
I mean, depending on, so like I wasn't around for like hearing about the hype leading up to it, but I'm okay with it being a short bout, considering how many times they fought each other before. Like it's showing how much more Obi-Wan has improved over how much Darth Maul is obsessed about it. Like narratively, I think that actually is totally fine because especially because of the way that they have Obi-Wan fight in A New Hope. Like I don't expect him to be fighting for more than a few seconds anyway, really. Like, and that just shows how much immature Darth Maul is compared to Obi-Wan. That's what I would say.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but I didn't have hype myself, I guess. Yeah.
The stupendous broke it down and whatnot, and all the inside of those 2 seconds where Darth Maul saw that Obi-Wan adopted Qui-Gon's stance, so he was going to go in with the same move that Qui-Gon died to, with the button in his face with the hilt, and Obi-Wan saw right through it. So, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I can understand the psychology and stuff around it, but I would still make it last a little longer than just 2.5 seconds. I'm sorry. You hyped it up for a year. You don't get it. If I was said, who's responsible for this? I am. You're fired. Oh, get me Dave Filoni in here. Filoni, you approved of sense of a lightsaber battle? Yeah, you're fired. What? You're fired.
So is the issue that the battle is the issue that the battle's a few seconds, or that it was hyped, that this battle was super hyped?
This battle was super hyped for a year. They kept reinforcing the hype for a year. And it's only 2.5.
I'd feel that the marketing then is the problem.
I get that
it's itself, you know.
I get if they would have been like, okay, in a few months we got Obi-Wan, we got Darth Maul, but also the fact that it is 2.5 seconds. You don't hype up, only have it last that long. I get that Obi-Wan not as young as he used to be, and I get that as well, but it's like 15 seconds. 15 seconds is more than enough, is more really pay attention to. 15 seconds is your minimum YouTube short video, unless you want to make it shorter than that. Because you got like the 15-second and then the 60-second switches. Folks, I would last at least, you're giving them a spectacle, a rematch that is worthy of the hype that they are saying, all this, you guys want to see this rematch? What? You just don't do that. You literally Johnson before Rian Johnson was ever involved in Star Wars. And by that time, I wasn't really even invested in Disney Star Wars. I was still kind of on the fence about Rebels. I think Rebels was all that big because I didn't like the animation style. I was kind of pissed off that they didn't really give us a satisfying ending to the Clone Wars show, even though I thought the Clone Wars show sucked. And it's like, I wanted to see a satisfying ending. I didn't want to see
How do you think the Clone Wars show should have ended?
How do I think it should have ended? Not with how they did it with Order 66 and Episode 3 stuff.
Like where, like, is there like an area you think they should have stopped at, or an episode they should have stopped at?
Filoni's show, in my opinion, should never have even been done. We had expand those episodes of the Clone Wars. Expand Genndy Tartakovsky's animation into episodes for that show, or for those episodes, instead of making them like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever minutes. And then they started up to 10 minutes for the second season. Instead, make those full-fledged 30-minute episodes. I'm willing to bet you could do a great job.
Talking about the 2D one from the 2000s?
And not to mention, the 2D one, the cartoon from 2005 or 2003, 2004, before Episode 3. Because then you also had the fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker were literally kind of like what they're described in this book. The Dark Say, Obi-Wan or Kenobi and Skywalker, household names throughout the entirety of the Clone Wars. They have turned battles into no mention of some weird Togruta youngling named Ahsoka that no, they didn't have her created, and you complete. It's like, except I watch Episode 3, and I literally have no character ever existed. I also watch these episodes a week before Episode 3. Anakin fighting Duke. One line he's bubbled since the last time we've met Count. I'm sorry, Filoni, did you pay any attention to Star Wars? Because if you did, you'd pay attention. Yes, the negotiator means that, or that one line means that Obi-Wan and Grievous have met each other and whatnot. No. What else goes on in that story, in that book, in that movie? Well, maybe not in the book. If you cared to read the book, you'd understand that Obi-Wan and Grievous never met before. Obi-Wan by reputation. He knows Skywalker by reputation. He knows both of them, and he's getting ready to kill both of them until Obi-Wan Kenobi. I prefer the book to the movie, in all honesty. I love Episode 3's novel because it is what it actually is. Mm-hmm. It also shows you how skilled Palpatine is. I mean, no offense, but they had to do the Palpatine fight in a day. Palpatine versus Mace Windu. They had to do that in a day. And I'm like, it's good for a movie. That's good for a movie. Why is Palpatine holding Anakin's lightsaber with a blade? It's good for a movie. Oh, I can see the flaws, though. I love it, but I see the flaws. But then you read the book. A master manipulator like Palpatine killing 2 of the Jedi before he even stood up. Then suddenly appear behind the Jedi, or the other 2 remaining Jedi, with his lightsaber in it. Like, for this. Oh, if they would have done the movie like they had in the book, and it would have been like 3 hours or a 4-hour cut, folks, I would buy that the second it came out. Give me my money, or shut up and take my money, I guess, or whatever the saying is. Because if you turned the book into the movie, or the movie into the book, damn. Between Goku, Dooku, and Anakin, so much better. The fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, so much better. All of the fights in the movie or in the book, so much better. Yeah.
Yep, I hear that's
Also,
pretty good.
you understood there is so much right in those stories. But here's another thing. They did those had some brain chip for Order 66. The inhibitor chips, I think they call them. It's like, doesn't work. If you are a deep diver into the lore, if you know concepts of the Force, like I do, like I have learned all and whatnot, you know that if you had somebody only clicks in their brain to shift their entire demeanor, and it is on a millions of millions scale of troopers around the galaxy, that's what happens. You now have every Jedi on alert of danger, the clones, because they are sensing the clones around them have suddenly changed. Away the chip. This is an order that has been drilled into them since they became initiated or inducted to the Grand Army of the Republic. They are aware of orders 1 through 70 something, I believe. Order 65 actually was killed to terminate the Chancellor. Order 66 terminate the Jedi, the Senate. So these were executive orders. Now, when the or execute Order 66, Jedi is going to be able to sense it until it's too late. Unless you're like, very big ears, hears guns cocking behind him, and suddenly, and there's absolutely no reason to threat. Boom, you're dead. That's how Yoda did it. He didn't suspect the clones. He knew that they were immediately a threat. The fact that they turn, or the fact that their weapons click on, because he's like, and then that's when he does it. So, yeah, you have these kind of things happen where they're just following orders, not they're being forced to follow an order. That's why I hate Filoni's Clone Wars. Not only that, it completely ruined the Mandalorians. The Karen Travis novels. I'm a person who grew up reading the Republic Commando novels.
Oh yeah,
and then you have
fun.
Filoni. Yeah, then you have Filoni, who makes the Mandalorians pacifists. Oh, and the true Mandalorians are Death Watch, and they speak Mandala in an ancient dialect. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you just pissed off so many Star Wars fans. And then they heard what happened between Filoni and Karen Traviss. Karen Traviss leaves Lucasfilm. Apparently, she had a chat with Dave Filoni. Oh, by the way, Dave Filoni credit for all of Karen Travis's work. You fucker.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Oh, yeah.
I hate everything. You are not George Apprentice. Nope. You are his usurper.
Exactly.
You usurped.
Yep. But I actually got to be heading out here in a few minutes. Do you have anything going on? Any streams or videos planned that's going on you want to tell people about?
Sunday night, I have my weekly recap on 8 p.m. I have, or it's with Nerd with a Cigar, Kate, and Ambassadorial Terminator Zero episodes 5 through 8. We're going to be, or hopefully they see Beetlejuice too, because I'm going to see that tonight, so I can talk about it. Also, we're going to be talking about the attack on YouTube fans.
Oh, yeah.
All the bigger already gave their videos on it. I'm going to give my take with all the information in a stream. So picture out.
Good idea.
Get it then. Because I get jumping the gun, but you don't want to do that all the time. Mondays are Monday night rants at 9 p.m. Tuesday theme streams are I go over kaiju on kaijus, so mythological kaiju this upcoming Tuesday. Tuesday night is the Barroom Pod Society Reviews channel, 9 p.m. The latter half of Jay Chato on her channel, 8:30 p.m. with X1 and X2. We're going to be discussing those movies. And then we're going to be on exclusively Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. on my profile at Orange Hat 5, where we're going to be discussing the Wolverine and Logan. So Orange Hat Uncensored. So, yeah.
Nice. Got a big schedule there. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
This was a fun conversation, fun reaction to a fan film on here. I usually I'd have a little bit more time, but I got to take care of something while I'm over here. But hopefully I'll see you again soon. I'll check with you one of these days, see if there's a stream you want to join or something. Maybe I'll watch a recent movie and stuff. I haven't watched that much recent stuff, so we'll see. But
there you go.
Everybody, thanks for coming by and have a good one.